Welcome. Link down below as always. Let's get into this quickly. I've already done a big video on the whole McMahon Laurinaitis trafficking thing. Now there's Royal Rumble tonight, which I'm going to cover tomorrow because naturally it starts at 8 o'clock p.m. My time, Eastern, Florida time. So, I mean, I'm not in Florida. I'm saying I'm that same time zone. Anyhow, let's get into SmackDown. It was a pretty cool show. Randy Orton opened up the show. He was introduced by someone I had not heard of before, Eladio. He's a Puerto Rican rapper. Orton is apparently featured in one of those music videos. I'll have to check that out sometime. He was talking about how he wants to become 15-time champ. AJ also came out to share his thoughts in regards to what Orton was saying, as well as LA Knight. And then AJ kicked Orton. And it was noticeable that the crowd booed. But when Orton RKO'd everybody last week, including AJ, people really liked that. They still cheered him. Moving on to the next thing. This was cool. I mean, I just like the whole dynamic, like I said. Now they got a girl. Might ease the tension a little bit because these guys have been really amped up. It might even out the energy there. We've got Carlito that came out with the rest of LWO, including Zelina Vega. And it was a match between Carlito and Santos Escobar. Santos won. Now Elektra Lopez from NXT, who used to be with Santos in NXT. Or was it with Carly? I don't remember. I think it was with Santos Escobar. They're now, it looks like, a faction. So that's cool to me. Yeah, didn't end the way I wanted. But that whole thing, that whole storyline, like I said, I really do enjoy it. And I do believe her name is Elektra Lopez. Again, know nothing about her. She just came behind and said, whoops, or whatever the sound is on Zelina Vega. Can't remember the last time she actually looked like that with just one hair color. That's okay. I can't remember the last time I had any hair. And right here in the profile, Carlito's hair is so big, it actually doesn't fit inside of the profile picture frame. So, whatever. That's cool. Let's talk about this. Because this, to me, is a big deal. Well, I guess that's kind of a big deal. Backstage, Jimmy Uso ran into AJ Styles. They had a little chit-chat. Hey, you want to take care of LA Knight? You know, you help him. It helps you, helps us. And then the OC again with Mishin. The Good Brothers. Carl Anderson, and why do I always forget their name in the heat of the moment? But Festus. He used to go by Festus. Damn it. Anyways, the OC, the Good Brothers. They were asking AJ what was going on, what was that all about, and AJ was like, don't worry about it. And I'm just like, damn. Seriously, just don't know what is going on with that whole thing. Why is AJ still angry at all of them? You know, his anger in general can actually be justified. It's just I wish they could just get over it because I really do like them as a group. I really do like them. I like that faction a lot, if you want to call them a faction. I guess once there's more than two people, it goes from a tag team to a faction. I guess that's how it works. I don't know. I do not know. Quite a few things happened here before we get to this match here. Nick Aldis was chatting with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, and Santos and the crew quickly came in to chat. That's Chame. With Nick Aldis as well, as they picked up plastic balls, which I wasn't sure what it was for. It was actually for their placement in the Royal Rumble, and then Ava, the manager of NXT, was there taking note of each participant and what their numbers were, like what they drew. Yeah, originally I didn't know what was going on. I kind of thought I knew what was going on, but I wasn't fully sure. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was some kind of like... It looked like the whole rolling for who's going to be on SmackDown and Raw. I forgot that sometimes they do that for the Rumble. I don't remember it too vividly, them doing it all the time, and it's not all the superstars that you get to see them recorded picking their ball. Backstage match flow with Bayley. That promo was actually not bad, just the way like she was talking about her vision, how she's a Grand Slam champion. She's got a lot of accolades under her belt. And I liked the way she was talking. You know, instead of always being like, you idiot. It gets really repetitive and boring. I don't like it. But her as like a face, I just find she's so much better. And talking about the vision for Damage Control was actually pretty decent. Then R-Truth backstage with Nick Aldis, that was actually pretty funny if you saw that. Because it's like, I don't have to be in quarantine no more. It's like, no, that number's your entry into the Rumble. Oh, looking good, Adam. Didn't know your hair could grow that fast. It's like, it's not Adam Pearce. It's like, oh, he's so, oh man. I love R-Truth, man. I love R-Truth to death. Okay, so let's talk about this. The Kabuki Warriors versus Katana and Kaden was a great match. The video kept stuttering a little bit. So I didn't get to, I saw the match, but there was a few snippets here missing. I hope that they won clean because it looks like they did. Now this team, because they kept saying, oh, the longest reigning NXT champions in history. Who, the Kabuki Warriors or Kaden and Katana? Chance. I didn't quite pick up on that. Either which way, I'm okay with this because I truly believe the Kabuki Warriors are on the same playing field as Kaden and Katana, even though I prefer Kaden and Katana a little bit more. From their moves in the ring, but Kabuki Warriors would be a very close second for me. I pretty much like them the same, more or less. Talent-wise, I think they're both like they're up there. Much better than, no offense, Chelsea and Piper. I love the whole Chelsea and Piper dynamic. I really do, but they don't need the belt. Not with how they're treating Chelsea, with being a little ditzy and all that, and always afraid of everything and not wanting to fight. Kind of like how Seth Rollins used to be years back when he used to have the J&J security. It was just so stupid. Now he's got balls and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and carry the show on my back. And that's what I like to see. Okay, so right before the Rumble, we got a title change. It was all right. Like I said, Natalya, I would have been fine with that too, but the whole thing with Tegan Nox, doesn't do it for me, only because of how they've been scripting Natalya. It's never, again, anything personal. Anyhow, I did like the match, and I especially enjoyed the fact that it appeared to be a clean victory. There wasn't any outside interference as far as I could tell. Backstage, Heyman with Solo and Jimmy chat. Heyman tells Jimmy he needs to get Seth at Mania. This was actually a really good promo. So he's talking to Solo, and then Solo left. And Heyman was talking to Jimmy alone, basically saying, look, if you want to be the successor, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns went from the big dog to the tribal chief, blah, blah, blah. Like, you need to secure a victory. You need to bring that title over to the Bloodline. Could you imagine that? Then the whole Bloodline's got all the heavyweight championships and stuff like that. They'd probably find a way to have Roman take that belt from Jimmy, because Jimmy's been portrayed as a little bit of a chicken shit lately, and I don't like that. I wish he was more like Jay, again, from a scripting perspective. So just overall, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Backstage, Bianca Belair meets Bayley as they choose their Royal Rumble numbers. Again, not too much happened there. And then Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits chat with Final Testament. A brawl ensues. We heard Paul Ellering chat very briefly. I told you I really like this faction. I've always been a fan of AOP, the Authors of Pain, with Paul Ellering, who, again, I've talked about. He's been around for decades and decades. Arguably one of the most successful tag team managers in the history of the professional wrestling, at least with WWE, WWF, right? With the whole Legion of Doom, a.k.a. Road Warriors. I've always been a fan of Karrion Kross. Like I said in the little funny comments I used to make about Scarlett, about the look on her face. It just looked so like she was high on something or whatever. She doesn't have that look on her face anymore. So I really, really enjoyed just that little minute change in her character, if you will. Just like I wish I could stop all the blinking that I'm doing. But when I get excited and there's bright lights, I blink 1,000 times more than I normally do. You'd see me in person and be like, that ain't the same dude. It's like, no, dude, I'm telling you. It's like, I can't. Why? This dude wasn't blinking. The guy on TV or on YouTube. Yeah, look at me, big TV star. He blinks too much. Can't be the same guy. It's a doppelganger. So that's that. Then backstage, Jimmy Uso gets his Rumble Ball pick. Didn't seem happy about it. He's like, no yeet. No yeet for that. Then Theory and Hayes had a great match, which is what brought us here. Austin Theory did defeat Carmelo Hayes until... Well, not until. He won the match. It was that simple. Theory versus Hayes. Great. Theory wins, grabbing the tights. Oh, yeah, because he cheated. There was some distractions. Again, from Grayson Waller from Australia. That was a terrible accent. I don't care. I'm having fun. Who's texting me? No one ever cares about texting me. Hold on a second. Sorry. I'm literally in the middle of recording. You're going to have to give me 30 seconds, and everybody heard now that I'm distracted. That's okay. Who cares? I forget. I don't know. Let me just... It is Trick Williams, okay? Because, again, I don't watch NXT all that much. But it was cool to see. But then at the end... Carmelo Hayes seemed a little bit like, what are you doing? He was like, dude, I'm here to save your ass. And I don't know, he seemed a little bit put off by it, almost like borderline annoyed. But I have seen him a little bit, and he is fantastic. They're NXT, like, wow, they've got some amazing people in there. I mean, the list goes on of people that have come from NXT. It's crazy, like WWE and other promotions. WWE... From what I've been paying close attention to, man, they can really produce some crazy stars. And sometimes they'll keep them in NXT for a long time, get them all, like, ironed out with all the kinks and stuff, and then they come to the main roster and they just blow the roof off the place. It's crazy. LA Knight. That's so funny. LA Knight and Solo is a good match, but AJ attacked LA Knight, which caused the disqualification. Then Orton came out, evened out the odds a little bit. He never attacked LA Knight, but he did attack everybody else. And this was just like, I'm gonna have to screen capture that and make like a pro. That's gonna be fucking hilarious. Oh man, it's just the littlest, dumbest things that can make me laugh. I'm excited for the Rumble. I am going to watch it live. And I'm just excited. Like, it's a massive pay-per-view, or PLE. Right, growing up, watching wrestling now for over 40 years, for over 4 decades. I remember when you started off with the Rumble, then it was Mania, SummerSlam, and then it was Survivor Series. Those were your big 4 pay-per-views, as they called them at the time, because they were literally on pay-per-view. And it was just awesome. They didn't really call Rumble to Road to WrestleMania, but I mean, I guess you're technically always on the road to WrestleMania. But yes, it's the first big show of the year. You start off with a bang, and I've got wonderful memories of watching the first ever, I think it was in 87 or 88, in the late 80s, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, that was cringy, but whatever. He does it better than I do. He won the first ever Royal Rumble, and that was really cool. I got a lot of fond memories of him, and I sometimes get to interact with him a little bit on Twitter, which is really cool. Really, really cool that I get to do that sometimes, along with, Sergeant Slaughter and a few others. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat for a while there, too. Like, that's just so cool, because some of these people, literally, they're like heroes to me, and you and I, really. And to be able to have, like, that mild interaction with them, you ask them a question, sometimes they reply. It's just so cool to have that. There was once, a little off topic here because I'm done now, I had personally private messaged Sergeant Slaughter. I was asking him about tickets in Canada and stuff like that, and how, like, certain things worked, or I can't remember what it was because I'd never gone to a convention before for autograph signing. I was unable to make it. Very unfortunate, because I'm getting older, he's getting older, with all due respect. I'll probably never have the chance to meet him. But he remembers me just enough to be like, hey, there you been, Phil, how you been? Like that. Ugh. It feels good, man, to have that with some people that, like I said, you've idolized for decades on end. So, yeah, again, I had fun. There was a couple things. There's always a couple of things. There's always a couple of things I would have changed. Not necessarily for the best, and that's why I'm not head of creative. Still following that development with John Laurinaitis, like I said, and McMahon. Just everything going on in WWE. There's enough here to keep me busy, along with my 2 other YouTube channels that unfortunately I just don't have a chance to cover all the other promotions. Or I would. I truly would. And sometimes I'll get into it a little bit, because I do like to try to keep up with AEW, TNA, Impact, whatever it is they're called. You see? Helps if I even know the proper name of the promotion. Thumbs up if you liked the video. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. This time it's not going to be a Solo Sikoa Samoan spike in the ass. No, he looks like he's a little out of commission there. We're just going to go with a LA Knight elbow right to the noggin because it looks like it's doing a good job. And, yeah. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, exactly. I don't even need to finish that sentence. And if not, well, whatever. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. Man, I cannot wait until tomorrow to talk about the Rumble. It's going to be money, literally. And tomorrow is Sunday. Yes, that's good. So Sunday, I get to talk about Saturday's Rumble. And then Tuesday, I get to talk about Monday Night Raw. Yeah. All right, that's enough rambling. My phone went off. I need it because that's how I used to control my my recording. See? I use the, is it Elgato? Yeah, instead of the Elgato thing, I got the app on my phone, and it's free now for up to 6 buttons. So I can use that, and that's how I use it to do that. All right, bye for now.